What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Sorry, I just recorded the intro and then thankfully I checked my OBS and I realized the screen was not recording, or screen was not being recorded. So now it is. As you can see, you haven't missed much, only the first two moves. Opponent played d4 to play the Queen's Gambit, so I'm going to play the King's Indian. That's what I like to play against d4. We're gonna get castled. Plan is to hop the knight right here, get a rook over. I'm gonna get my rook over now because anytime you have a fianchettoed bishop and you want to keep that piece, if you see the opponent lining up a battery like this, move your rook out of the way. Because now if opponent goes here, I can always just back up and I'm not losing the rook. So if you can see the battery getting lined up, pay attention for it. Don't allow it to happen. And it's funny though, because I talked about it in one of my last videos. I'm going to go for a pawn break here. See what happens. I talked about it in another video. Everything that I learned, now should I take with the knight or with the pawn? I think I take with the pawn. I talked about it in one of my last videos. Everything that I learned regarding the King's Indian is that you want the dark squared bishop, but I was watching an Eric Hansen video and he said that you don't actually care too much about the dark squared bishop. It's actually a piece that you would rather not have. I'm gonna jump this knight here with the idea of possibly having it land right here. So that's what I can't put it right there because of this knight. But we did provoke this. So opponent has overexerted himself on the king side and the queen side. I don't think that there will really be anywhere good to castle for him. I'm going to drop the knight back here, which I know is the edge of the board, but it's going to cause the opponent to push the pawn again or defend it. And that's what we see. So now I could go right back here, or this square unlocks. Just don't think that this square really does anything. So now we'll sit in this nice pocket right here. Pretty centralized knight. I know I just talked about opponent overexerting his pawns. I think what I'm going to do here though is push here just to ask a question of what are you going to do with that bishop, but maybe not yet. I got to be mindful of this bishop and the diagonal that it's on. It's a pretty good diagonal for it. If I take here, knight takes back. So what if I go here first? Are we gonna see this? We are. So we take there. Opponent takes the knight first. I'm curious though, should I take here? I will, because I have a good diagonal here. So we lose the rook, but we pick up the bishop. We're now hitting this rook. We're going to take this knight. Rook is in danger. See where opponent moves it. I'm going to develop my bishop. He's going to have to move his as well, because right now it is under attack. Bishop is defended by the knight. And after that whole series of trades, the position is equal. I don't really know who has the advantage, if any. I think maybe a move that I have is to play pawn to f5, because after takes, I could take with the bishop. But what if opponent doesn't take? What if he pushes? Then I have knight to e4, adding some pressure there. Opponent would probably play there. I ended up hanging a pawn there after everything, but that is okay. I'm gonna play f5 regardless. Okay, so he does take. We will take with the bishop. I feel like this move is coming. It's not. Now this move I like because I'm hitting the bishop and he needs to keep it on this diagonal, which he does, unfortunately. The reason I say I like it is because if I could land my knight right here, I can fork his rook. But unfortunately, I don't think that that's going to be achievable. But even better, we have a nice, try and draw the arrows. We have a nice skewer here. So works out good. I made it harder in my own head than it needed to be. But we are going to win a rook here, and then we're going to have to move our knight after. Because after opponent recaptures, knight is going to be under attack. And then I'll have to make sure that I have a way of dealing with the pawn. Because if I hop back here, he's going to push. So let's take. I can't put the knight there because that would drop the knight. So what's a better square? Right here could pose some threats. I target this. Rook would have to come over to c1 to threaten the bishop because my bishop is unprotected. And then if I move my bishop, then my knight will end up being unprotected. Just trying to find a way for this knight to get tricky. Try to find a way for this knight to be a thorn in Ornek 1903's side. That would be most ideal. So pawn push I was expecting. I don't think it's greedy to take the pawn here. That is what I will do. Knight defends the bishop. And then if the rook was to come over here, for example, a simple pawn push defends the knight. The knight also serves as a blockade for the pawn, should I have an opportunity to end up blocking it. Although if he doesn't push, I think my next plan is to get the bishop here, just so that I can try and kind of force the bishops off the board. Because these pawns could get pretty strong. they would be very connected passed pawns. So even though we are up +2 right now, I don't think that this is easy to convert. If opponent does push the pawn, I'll bring the rook over. All right, we planned for that. Let's defend. And then I just did see that move. That is a problem because I don't have a way to defend. I don't have a way to defend b7, because if I go here, that just drops it. Drops a knight. If I go to b3, same idea. Opponent could still take, and that's not really a good spot for it anyways. I can't go bishop here. The rook will take. My knight doesn't really have anywhere good. A7 is pretty ugly. Don't have anywhere really to hop after that either. Have to make a move. I'll put the knight there. Rook is coming right here. I'm gonna go rook e8 next. Opponent will push here, and then I'll get my bishop onto e5. It's a good move. Can't protect both. So let's hop the knight right here. I thought maybe I could get the pawn after, but that was stupid. I can't. After opponent takes bishop, I have to play pawn to b5 to defend the knight. I mean, credit to my opponent here. Good fight from him. Really wish this was a forkable square. I could give check. King would have to go back down, right? Bishop could come back, but that would be a worse diagonal. So king does go back. I could get essentially, well, it wouldn't be repetition. I don't really want that either, but I would like, if I could just get his king to, I just need to see if I can get him to make a mistake with his king. See if he goes there. Got it. Ask and you shall receive. All right, we still got some work to do. If I check king up, and then what? Let's bring the rook over. Try and be a menace here. I know there's mating patterns with these two pieces. I just don't don't have them yet. Again, if I go here, king can just go right there. What do I have? Could get my knight out. Try and keep it centralized. I do still, I gotta worry about these pawns here. So my knight is going to be serving as a blockade right now. I'm going to give a check. Do I protect the pawn for now or let it drop? Opponent will take my pawn. If he does, I'll just take his. Down on time, so I gotta play quick, gotta play smart. I'm hovering here for if he takes b5, I'll take here. I'm looking at that. Bring the knight over. I think I just sacrifice here. Got to keep my king on light squares. I don't want any skewers of the king and the rook. So hoping to get king f7 next. Stay on light squares. King is stuck down there. I know it's a dark square, but if check happens here, I'm just trying to make sure my king has a way out. I need to get my king more active, so that allowed for me to do that. And then we're going to take that. Probably rook up to e1 next, depending where he goes with the king. Let's pin the bishop. I think I should even just take the bishop. I will. Simplify everything. And then we just go ahead and get a queen here. Make sure it's not stalemate. It's not. Give a check just in case. Give another check. He has king to d2, so we can go get another one. And we get the win. A bit more dramatic than it probably needed to be, but hopefully that's good for viewing purposes. Let's check some of the analysis here. There's a lot of moves though. I look at these more in depth when I'm not kind of wasting your guys' time with it. But I look at these on the videos to see if there was any blunders from me or something. So that's an idea there. Bad move there. Bring it here. That could have made the annoying bishop come. Well, Never mind. I thought it would have made the bishop come off the board, but it didn't. If I take here and when he takes back, was I missing something? No. So that was the right. That was a right move from him. I thought the right move was what he did, was to take the queen. I was supposed to take the bishop because I sacked the exchange there with him taking the rook. Yeah, I was playing some bad moves. Interesting stuff. The bishop move here was huge. That probably saved the game. I was supposed to put my knight on a different square. And that was a good move. That was a good find by my opponent. A4. Yeah. Computer even wanted me to just sack the knight. I considered it. You guys heard. I was really thinking about it, but ultimately I decided not to do that, and then ended up losing a piece anyways, so kind of lets you know how that worked out. And then this should be where his advantage dropped. Boom. The move was huge. I asked for it. We got it. So probably got... Oh, was this mate? No. Oh, but it's a fork. So that was better. All right. Well, if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. I just looked. I didn't realize how ominous it looks with me down here with the... I just got the little light. I kind of like it though. Let me know your thoughts if you like it or not. I know if I turn that light on, it's quite bright. If I turn my other little like headlights, ceiling lights on, it puts a little glare on the camera. So I don't know. I think this one's kind of cool. Let me know what you think. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I know it's a bit longer of one than usual. So truly, it means a lot if you took time in your day to watch me. Hope that you have a great day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Thank you.